So tell us a few of the shifts, the key shifts that you've seen in yourself.
So before I tell you the key shifts, I do feel like having gone through different types of coaching, I would also empathize with those people who say those things, because I do think there are different levels of coaches. There are different that have different expertise. There are just better coaches out there. And I think honestly, you are the best coach that I've ever come across. And that's why I felt the work I've done with you was so transformational. So the three biggest shifts are as follows. One is related to my body. The second is related to my relationships. And the third is related to my work. So the one related to my body is I still find very funny, because I find myself so beautiful every day, no matter what I look like. And some of the days, and this, I never used to think like that. So when I looked in the mirror, I would always notice the imperfections. And some of the days I catch myself looking and being like, oh my God, look, like my body's so beautiful. My hair's so beautiful. And I will always be focusing on the things that are beautiful about me. And what I'm trying to say is I catch myself now on days when I really objectively look really terrible. And then I catch myself actually thinking that I look beautiful. And I'm like, okay, this is very weird, because objectively, if you just got out right now, this would not be good. So that was like the biggest shift in terms of self-image and self-love that is just so deep. Yeah. So
that's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. I'm going to let you go on, but I just want to say that's incredible.
Thank you. I think so too. So thank you very much. The second one is around relationships. So this shift around relationships, whether they're romantic or friendships, it's just, I have a lot more clarity because I have all of this self-love. I have a lot more clarity on who I am. And I'm still a work in progress. So there are parts where I don't yet have clarity. So I'm still searching for a little bits and pieces, but the stuff that I have clarity on, it becomes really obvious when I relate to people who do not match my values, or who do not match the energy, the positivity that I desire in my life. So I just shift around them. I just put a lot less effort into it, and I just kind of like let them pass through my life, and then focus a lot of my energy on the people who do bring the things that I want in my life. So again, I do think this is still a work in progress, because I almost think of myself as like my past self, pre-Helena, and like my post-Helena self. And, the past self is still there. And there are certain people that maybe do not bring exactly what I want for myself in the future. And it takes a while to, end those relationships or transform those relationships into better relationships. But definitely I'm a lot more conscious. And so every decision, every interaction I have, it's a lot more it comes from a self-awareness place rather than a reactive place. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the second one.
Amazing. Go on, tell us number 3.
Well, number 3 is kind of similar, but because it's more towards work, it's about the contribution that I want to make in the world. Right? And I have a lot more clarity and a lot more courage in terms of owning what the contribution that I want to make in the world is. So in my particular example, like I know for sure I want to help people get a better education, like everywhere. I want to use education to, help communities in poverty around the world. So I would say that I've always been in education. So I have followed my natural path anyway. but I find myself having a lot more courage to just acknowledge when something isn't going to help me achieve that, right? And then just owning the fact that, okay, I've made these choices and they may be for money or they may be for connections, but they are not part of my future aspirations. So just having that clarity then really fine tunes my decision making, because it doesn't necessarily mean that all of my professional decisions are related to this goal, but I'm very aware of the ones that are not related to this goal and how much time and energy goes into those.
Yes. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful, basically, synopsis. The self-love is just, I mean, it's so profound. Every single one of us can do with more.
Another
self-love.
part of the body shift that I noticed was during what I would have previously described as my burnout weeks. So in my burnout weeks, I would overcommit for whatever reason, even though I still do that sometimes, right? So in my overcommit, and then still, stubbornly get through maybe the first half of the week, and then have to probably cancel everything in the second half of the week just to kind of survive. And then I probably like fall sick. And then the week after, I may have to really tone it down and really fall behind my goals. But the biggest shift I noticed is now during my burnout week, I just really take it day by day and meeting by meeting. And I do not actually get overwhelmed by the prospect of tomorrow and the day after. It's a really subtle difference, but I don't burn out anymore. Every day I just say, today's a really hard day. It's fine. And then I just get through the day. And then what also happens is that sometimes the next few days that I used to make really big in my head, they actually become a lot easier. So they're not as hard. It's just that today is a really hard day and I'm not projecting it into the future so much. So I've gone through, just bad weeks, being so happy at the end of my day, just saying, oh, it's been a bad day, but I've been so productive and so happy. And it's a weird thing to say that I've been happy on a bad day, but that's how, when people ask me, how was your day in one of those days, I'll be like, oh, it was actually good. And then I'm like, why did I say it was good? I wouldn't have said it was good before, but here I am, and my body is feeling that it was good. It was just hard, and I can acknowledge that.
Yes, that is absolutely beautiful. So I'm hearing that. I'm hearing in that really this being able to be present, not living in the future, which is where we know most of tension and anxiety lives, and just reframing that for yourself, as in, just in this moment, this may be hard, but not then building it into this huge giant, which is what we often do, build these things up into these huge giant issues that then are all consuming for us.
Yeah.
So for anybody else that might have burnout as one of the symptoms which they frequently face, you're just living proof that you can get to a place where, even though in the past you used to overgive and get into that burnout spiral, that you can get through it, you can get past it.